Washington's Cascades, ancestral lands since time immemorial, a vast, rugged mountain world in the most glaciated region in the lower 48. Home to 5 major stratovolcanoes and diverse wildlife, rainforests on the west, near desert on the east, old-growth forests and a water source for millions. The state's 100 highest peaks all live here, a legacy list set in stone known as the Bulger list, tracing back to a small crew of climbers in the 1970s who wanted to go deeper.
I want to tell you a story of how these mountains changed my life and how my path led me and 38 climbing partners up all 100 highest peaks in 2 seasons.
Over a decade ago, I moved from Minnesota to Seattle, knowing nothing about mountains, stuck and unsure of my path in life. But I took my first hike in the Central Cascades, then my first ever backpack. And then I stumbled upon a photo book about the North Cascades, which I'd never heard of. Flipping through its pages, I couldn't believe these mountains existed. I drove north and set foot in that range for the very first time. Hooked, I studied maps, and I learned the skills to reach the Alpine. And I started making more photographs than ever before. In 2015, these mountains became an obsession. I left my legal career for photography, and by 2017, my camera took me to all 7 continents. But my heart stayed in the Cascades. I went up 50 peaks in the national park in 2018, discovering that staying local can be expansive. I wanted to learn from these mountains every season, every year, for a lifetime. Then came the question that would define years of my life. To deepen my connection with the range, what would it mean to climb and document all of the 100 highest peaks in 2 seasons with partners and with a camera on every ascent? Over those 2 seasons, the project took me deep into the Alpine, above the clouds, up loose gullies, into storms and into reckoning, to peaks that took days just to reach and summits that I called home for the night. And I didn't do it alone. 38 climbing partners joined the journey along the way. Old friends and new, seasoned alpinists and those newer to the craft. We roped up on glaciers, we navigated technical rock routes, we shared summit registers and stories, trials and triumph. Each partner brought something I could not have carried alone. After the final summit on Forbidden Peak in late 2024, I learned I'd become the 100th person to complete the Bulger list. That felt meaningful, connecting me to the climbing legacy, but what mattered most was this. The journey was truly a shared experience, a collective push against gravity, proving that returning to the same mountains again and again can both forge ties and change lives.
As it turns out, I've spent most of my adult life documenting one mountain range. This is my life's work, and this is its story.
Cascade High is my first ever large format photography book. It features over 200 photographs from the journey up the 100 high peaks, alongside the history, stories, and moments that shaped the climbing. It's not a guidebook or a checklist. It's a record of time spent connecting with the landscape. It feels like the most important work of my life. The word high isn't only about elevation. It's a feeling, elation, awe, and wonder. If these mountains or your own local landscape have ever inspired you, I invite you to help bring this book into the world.